Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. I appreciate you coming out. Had picked up this Troy-Bilt TB110 for 20 bucks. I also got 3 bags for 10. Was also messing with this other Troy-Bilt TB110 today. You may recognize it. I messed with it last weekend. I think I did a carb thing on it. What the deal with this was is one of the wheels in the front did not match. So ironically, I had a Troy-Bilt front end from a rusted out machine. I didn't know Troy-Bilt used green paint. I thought that was Boland's. This may be a Frankenstein. Anyway, I grabbed both of those wheels and threw them on. They had the same tread pattern as the backs. But the deal is on that Troy-Bilt rusted out frame, one of the wheels had a little nick here. I moved the machine over the pavement. It didn't appear to affect the movement of the wheel. I didn't feel any big bumps, so I'm going to go with it as is. Looks like a blade of some sort hit it, maybe the mower blade from another machine. Or I could keep searching and try to find a wheel like this that'll take a hubcap. These are hubcapped wheels. This will probably be 140 to 150 for this. I just may send it out the door like that. Pushed it on the driveway and on my lawn, and it didn't seem to be too much of a hiccup. So we know what this deal is on this one. We saw the white flaky crust in the tank. This has got to come off and be clean. There's a little bit of moisture down there. I don't know if it's fuel or water, but we're going to clean this carb. This came in with no filter and no cover. Let's get to work. Let me grab my DeWalt. That's the one thing I forgot. Trying to work in the shade today. It's extremely hot. I just grabbed the thermometer. I have it under my umbrella on the front porch, and it's showing 95 degrees in the shade. So didn't really sell anything today, didn't take anything in. 5/16 or 8 millimeter on the top. 3 bolts. This should be straightforward. Blade on this one looked good. It just needs to be touched up slightly. Oil was good, so this isn't a bad looking machine. It just needs to be cleaned up, which I'll do after you guys leave. The linkages seem right. Choke linkage is always behind the tab here. Just dusty. Air veins are clean. There's nothing blocking these channels, just some dust. This thing's been sitting a while. It's got cobwebs all over it. Let's get busy. Car just pulled up a couple minutes ago and stopped a couple houses down. I thought it might be somebody looking for a mower. They get lost easily. But a guy got out with a bag of McDonald's. and brought it up to the house. So what's that, Instacart or food something or other delivery? I just go and pick it up myself. I'm old school. I figured if you want a pizza or whatever, you go get it. But I guess if you got money, you make somebody else deliver it for you at a price. I guess I'm old school. Was out and about a while back, and I see this service where they'll come to your house and pick up your dog's poop for you. I think that's taking it a little too far. You got a pet and you can't pick up your own pet's poop. What's it going to be next? I don't think there's anything out there that hasn't been tried or done or discovered. Maybe there is. Just a little weird. Things get weird. Maybe I'm out of touch with reality. Okay, so what do we want to do? We'll blast this out, I think. I'm going to get a container. There's a little bit of something in there. I want to see if it's water, and then we'll go on to the carburetor. Take off the bowl and see if there's any water in the bowl. I'm not prepared for you. I'm grabbing a container now. It's a dirty one, but it'll have to do. I do have fresh gas here. That's the only thing I've done properly. This is a screw up. Tommy time screw up. I better stay hydrated. I'm going to take another drink out of my Detweiler's Farm Market styrofoam cup. Oh, yeah. So Detweiler's is a family grocery store here in Sarasota, Manatee County. They started as a roadside stand, I think, in 2001. So in 23 years, they have 4 or 5 locations, and I just read the Business Journal that they're opening up a distribution center in Manatee County. So they're giving Publix a run for their money. They sell a lot of great produce and meats and cakes, and they do an awesome job. It's an alternative to Publix, which is a chain throughout the South. I think they're as far north as North Carolina. So good for them. I believe they're Mennonites. They do a lot for the community, donations, etc., etc. Great group of people. The last storm we had damaged their first location, did roof damage. I think it took them a year to get it squared away, and they finally reopened with a grand opening, and there was a line of people waiting to get in on the opening day. So that's Detweiler's. I think they took over a cash and carry location, and I don't know if they've built from the ground up. They've taken over locations of grocery stores that have left, or closed stores. Let me get you down here. There's more of that white stuff. Contamination. But that little white stuff will jam up your brass jet, I'm guessing. It kind of stinks. Yeah, I can't see through it. It just looks dark. I don't see the white plastic behind it. Old brown gas throughout. And surprised this secondary jet isn't clogged because it did not have an air filter. Not using the right screwdriver. This thing's bigger than a chisel. Let me get a smaller driver to pop this center cartridge off. We're going to blast it out. I brought out my micro bits to see if we need to maybe hand drill the main jet. Let me blast some air through it. I don't know. So this is 0.6 millimeter. You can buy these on Fleabay or AliExpress. 0.6. Be careful, they end up breaking. So let me just stick this one in and see how tight the jet opening is. Okay, it's a little tight. I'm going to drill this one out. Hopefully I don't break the bit. I let the bit do the work, let it grab and then pull itself in. Okay, it's all the way in. Pull it out. And that's it. Don't wallow it. Just do it once or twice. And that's all. Okay, so that's drilled out. Let's keep moving. Put it all back together. I'm sure that white flaky stuff was not helping our situation. Okay, put that in the bowl. Let's take the carb and kind of look around. Blast some compressed air. Sails are dead. I was just talking to my friend who's the vintage two-cycle motorcycle guru of Manatee County. And he's heading out of town to go to North Carolina to ride motorcycle for a week. So lucky for him, he's getting out of town. Get rid of this heat and get a cooler climate. So we were discussing about working in the heat, blistering hot. We got a breeze today, and in the shade it's fine. If I was out in the full sun, I would not be happy. You can maybe do 20 minutes of that nonsense, and you got to run for cover, cool off, and try it again. Okay, let's put it all back together. I'm going to blast some compressed air. Up here on the flywheel just to get rid of some of this dust, cobwebs. So it's like this every early summer. We got a couple months of no rain. Grass is dried up and dead. Nothing's growing. Nobody's buying. So this is a good time for me to stock up on more mowers. Because when it starts raining, the first week it rains every day. Grass is going to go berserk. And I'm going to start selling. I always fret. I've done it the last 3 years thinking, oh, I'm not going to sell anything. And then all of a sudden it goes berserk. I'll start selling 5 to 7 every weekend. Right now it's been onesies, twosies. Okay. I'll go with the 2 that go into the plastic car body first, the screws. It's old crappy gas is what we've found so far. It fired off with happy juice on our initial looky look, so we know we got a good ignition system. This thing will be fine. We'll do a little Lawrence Carroll cleanup on the deck. I don't see any rust. Like I said, I think somebody had this in a shed or their garage. It could pass for a 1 or 2 year old unit. It's so clean. I don't mean physically clean, I mean deck integrity clean, no rust. So the only good thing about it being blazing hot, I can wash this off and in 20 minutes it'll be dry. I'm going to oil up the pawls and the recoil. I see a little bit of oil there. That wasn't me. Grab my oil can. Doesn't hurt to put some on there, and especially the metal spring. If these things sit out, water gets on the spring, it'll rust the spring and break it. So I look for the little L bend there. There's a little hole. I give it a couple of squirts to coat the metal spring. Pull the pawls out. Give it a couple of squirts there. I'm going to squirt a little oil on each of the 3 holes here where the sheet metal screws are going to go. So I just got a box of 10 of these air filter covers. I'll put the part number below. I buy them in bulk, get a discount, because every couple mowers that come in are missing the air filter and the cover. So this being a 2015, it does not have the breather tube here on the tank, but the air filter covers I get have the cutout for the tank, so I can still use this on this. It'll go for either the vented tank or the non-vented tank, so I'm covered in both situations. So I got these on AliExpress, a group of 10, and they got the notch. I can go either way. 2015, they didn't have the breather. The newer machines have the breather tube here. So a couple weeks back, guy showed up, lawn service guy. He just had pushers. He had blocked the breather tube with a screw because he changed carburetors, went from an automatic to a priming. No, yeah, that's what he did. Automatic to a priming carburetor. He ended up plugging the hole here, and it would stall out after 10 minutes. It wasn't breathing. Tank was not breathing. So I'll list what this part number is below. It's not on the bag. They use their own numbering system from the supplier. It's not the MTD or Troy-Bilt number. Okay, let me grab my gas can, put a little bit in. Highly flammable liquid. So twins Troy-Bilt. We got the one I messed with the wrong wheel. That came in, I think. No, it did have a cover. It did have an air filter cover when that one came in. But it had a big pipe clamp on the safety brake cable. I just looked at it. The cable's broken. They used the heater hose clamp to hold down the whole deal. So I got to put another safety brake cable on it. Okay, enough of that. Let's get it down, get it on the concrete, give it one pull. I say we're at 80, I'm 89% sure this thing will start. So this one needs a couple of wing nuts for the handle. This came in with no nuts, 2 nuts missing. So I got to run around. I bought some of these from AliExpress in bulk. The wing nuts. Okay, let me kind of get situated here. I got to put the wheels up. I put the wheels down so that the machine doesn't roll off of my table. The deck kind of grounds out against the table and doesn't roll around. Okay, move that up. But we can still start it without the wing nuts. Let me get a little better situated here. Okay, the other Troy-Bilt's 2014, so they're distant cousins by 1 year. Okay. We know we got gas. The oil was good. It was right at the full mark, and it looked like it had been changed. It was nice and clean. So let's pull on this thing. Okay, I told you this thing had been sitting a while. You may have seen two turds blast out of here, two dirt gobber nests blasted out. We've got some smoke here in the exhaust. So what happens, you've seen this before in some of my other videos, exhaust heats up. It kind of softens up the dirt gobber nest. They get a little soft, and then the exhaust pressure blows them out of the tube. I got one here that didn't hatch or something happened. The rest of them look like they hatched. Nice dry spot there in the tube, just like a knot hole in a tree. They'll go in there and build a nest. Dirt gobbers. Muffler heated up and they started shooting out like a rocket. So we saw all the cobwebs. We knew this thing sat for a while. What I may do after I use the oven grill cleaner from Dollar Tree, get the deck clean, I'll probably spray paint this area black just because I don't like that rust. It makes the machine look bad. So a little black spray paint here. That one doesn't look too bad. That's passable. This here looks like it was a boat anchor in the Gulf of Mexico, and I don't want that. So overall, for 20 bucks, I don't have to put a blade on it, don't have to change the oil. This one here's a home run. So there you go. I appreciate you coming out, checking out my channel. Like I said, I got a lot more subscribers. I really appreciate you guys coming out and subscribing, checking out the junk I'm picking up. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm going to have more junk to look at, so thanks. Thanks for coming out. I'm going to stay hydrated. Compliments of Detweiler's Farm Market. I think they got either 4 or 5 locations. South Venice to North Bradenton. Anywho, that's all I got. If you're out and about, please tip your waitress and wait staff. They always do a good job. They appreciate your tips. We got double duty on the Turos. Troy-Bilts, not Turos. They both begin with a T, but they're not Turos, they're Troy-Bilts, both with the 550EX 140 cc's. So as always, adios amigos. Thanks for coming out. You guys are awesome. Like I said, I appreciate all my subscribers and viewers. I don't know why you're coming back, but I surely appreciate that you do. Thank you. I appreciate it. As always, I do not take you guys for granted. You're the best.